Well, coronavirus has forced a lot of us to ditch our daily routine since many of us, like myself, are working remotely. And as places slowly start to open up, companies are slowly trying to figure out how they're going to move forward. And it can be a struggle. So over the weekend, I talked to Shelly Slater. She founded The Slate, a boutique-style co-working space built with a working video and photography studio and podcast room. Well, fortunately, their business model was never set up for a crowd, so clients are actually already moving back into their building. But the biggest change since the pandemic began, the virtual aspect of their business has skyrocketed.
A lot of people, if I'm being really honest, would walk around the public and be like, yeah, I've thought about it. Sounds fun. How do I get that started? Now it's like, when can I book and how do we do this? Because people know there really is no other option right now. If you're going to continue to market and get your name out there, you're going to have to do this virtual thing in some capacity. So people who are like teetering are now like all in, and people who are unsure are like, I better figure it out.
It's amazing how quickly people have had to pivot. Slater also had a lot of inquiries about renting an office for only 1 or 2 days a week. While she believes people will still have to gather for work, she expects that the amount of time people work in proximity with others will shift. She also expects mid-sized companies to provide access to co-working spaces wherever their workers are concentrated rather than the majority of their workforce at one central office. Now, Shelly also added there's a potential increase for off-site conference rooms, and she says companies with high-stakes meetings are really going to be looking for places that provide safe virtual meeting spaces, meaning they have a strong and secure internet connection. And you've heard her mention about how their virtual business has really taken off. They're actually producing a lot more content. I want you to check out my social media platforms, Kara Sewell TV, because she is producing a special on interview skills and training. She's giving a 50% off code by using Kara Cares, and that way you can have access to that. Really great information for folks who are looking for a job post COVID-19. So make sure you check that out. But again, the workplace is changing. Please let me know what you've seen at your workspace. Use the hashtag #IamUp.